This is my current cassette player, the ClearTech cassette player from Urban Outfitters. 3 buttons, a volume wheel, AM, FM radio, and AA battery powered. This cassette player has proved to be interesting. This is my old cassette player. The Jensen player I picked up one day from Target randomly when I was just simply looking for my first cassette player. Same exterior specs, and yet it feels as though the interior specs are very different. Truth be told, it's not the biggest surprise, honestly. Between the two though, the Jensen has proved to be better in a lot of ways for me. The Urban player had a few issues off the bat that left a bit to be desired. For starters, static. Where I had no static with the Jensen, there was a bit of static with the Urban Outfitter cassette player. Anytime that I would put in my headphones and start listening, and that really would go for any headphones, I would just start to get a little bit of static, which was very odd. I'm no audio tech by any means, but I could also notice a difference in sound quality. The Jensen felt more clear and even had a bit more of a solid bass to it, where the Urban sounded almost like the complete opposite. So, why am I not using the Jensen? It broke. And what's even worse is that Target stopped selling them literally as soon as it broke, and so I couldn't even go back to get one if I tried. But luckily Amazon still sells one, so there is hope. So with that, I began to look for another player, and that is when I came up on the Urban Outfitter cassette player. Now with us being brought up to speed, I can get into the main reason for this video. I am on the hunt for a good cassette player, and it's really for 2 reasons. I have cassette tapes. A lot of tapes, actually. And the collection continues to grow pretty much every single month, which I find to be wonderful. I absolutely love it. I love finding new, just old and new artists, whether it's someone recently who's released a cassette tape, or just older artists who I've never heard of, or just different cultures of artists who I would have never found out about had I not started collecting tapes. It also gives me a great opportunity to go into thrift shops and just explore around and really see a world that I had only known existed, but never really fully delved into it. Like my tapes, I also want to have a good collection of cassette players at my disposal to not only experiment with the sound, but to also make mixtapes, because, who doesn't love mixtapes? Plus, I think it would just be cool to turn playlists physical. Like, that would be so cool, like I just said. Who doesn't love mixtapes? And I just imagine, putting together and compiling this whole thing for my friends, and then being like, I made you this thing with my little Walkman or whatever. And they get to keep it. It's a physical little piece of evidence that I rocks with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe that's just me. I know the audio qualities that I'm searching for, and because of that I'm hoping to gain more experience and knowledge of sounds with this journey. I will definitely be making update videos along the way, and I'll be talking about each piece and each cassette player that I come upon that I'm like, this is worth reviewing. And I feel like this series inside of the On the Hunt series will turn into a series in and of itself. But yeah, I appreciate you if you've made it this far. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this, and I hope that you have an amazing day. And yeah, deuces.